hard in their power play if they can have any chances to do, don't they? They often lose wickets by going hell for leather from the word go. But tonight I agree, you've just got to go from ball one and hope for the best.
164 for 3 as Visa takes guard. Experienced South African, now playing as an overseas player for Sussex, along with Travis Head, as he's forcing this one through the offside, but just a single. 165 for 3 as the throw comes in. It's a strange sort of atmosphere in the crowd now. It's just a gentle chatter after all the
Lord Mayor's show.
Mayhem, yes, after the Lord Mayor's show slightly, as Glamorgan looked to put the brakes on. Taylor fires that one in quickly, and Head just works away on the leg side for a single. Bowler fields himself towards mid-wicket. 166 for 3. "16 overs gone" here on BBC Sport Online. Steve James and Edward Bevan.
It's interesting to sort of try and work out what Sussex would be happy with now. I mean, had that start in the position they were in. Yeah. They'd be happy with 200. I would have thought they should get 200. If they don't get 200, then the next one will have done well, but it's very much on the cards. And I think there's always the danger that you try and go too high from this position, and you end up losing a cluster of wickets and not getting as many as you might like. Still not sure it's that easy to about the bowling attack, but to their credit, they have fought back well in the last few overs. All credit to them, because this could have been a total out of all proportion. They have. It's what I said. Once you get one wicket, then things can change a bit. I think it's also showing it's not an absolute belt of a pitch. I agree. And not that easy to score when you come in later on and the ball's a bit softer and gripping on the pitch. So, as I said earlier, that's something that Glamorgan need to be wary of. It won't be an easy chase, that's for certain.
So James Wheel to bowl his second over. 17 gone, 173. The scoring rate has come down to mere just over 10. Black humour, I'm afraid, this evening is all that's going to get us through after many miles on the motorway, and a few more to come for me tomorrow night.
Yes, down to Hove.
Down to Hove, as Wheel is in to bowl, and that's played by Head up to long on for a single, 174 for 4. Down to Hove after up to 40 overs in the field in the afternoon.
Well, I do hope that cue we saw this afternoon when the M4 was closed at the Bath turn-off has stopped, because it was going back almost.
Sadly, a very serious looking accident on the London-bound
to Bristol. You're playing tomorrow, Nick, you?
Yes.
For Mackin
seconds, because they haven't got a thirds.
Against whom?
Abercynon at home. 174 for 4. As Wheel steams in and bowls, and that's played out to cover and caught. Ward has gone without scoring. Harrison Ward, the young man, playing just his second game, and he got a fair bat on it, but not quite enough. And Billy Root took a good catch, hip high, backpedaling towards the cover point boundary.
Short ball just outside off down to the left hander, was he? He just basically stood there and slapped it. He's actually hit it pretty well, as you said, Nick, but it is. To Billy Root, it's a deep cover.
It's a collapse. Sussex have lost 5 wickets for 30.
Well, it is a relative collapse, isn't it?
Yes. Trouble is, when you got 144 on the board before the wickets start falling, it's all a little bit irrelevant, as Aaron Thomason comes in at 7 for Sussex, a little bit lower than we thought he might. Bapara batted 3, Head 4, Visa 5, Ward briefly 6, perishing in the cause. It's Head who's got back on strike and chops that one down between two fielders in the circle. It's a bit of a chase for Roman Walker. He just flicks it back inside there. Look for 3. That was good running from Thomason, and he is safely back as the throw trickles into the stumps at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, I would say well done for Glamorgan's bowlers. There's 5 wickets have fallen for just 30 runs after the mayhem before. So, who knows, with only 2 overs left, perhaps they won't get Steve James to 200.
Thomason, former Warwickshire player, spent half a dozen seasons in the white ball squad there, made his Sussex debut a couple of years back. James Wheel, former Durham player, signed by Glamorgan just before the start of the season. Tall, shaven-headed, fast approach, bowls, and needled away by Thomason on the leg side, just the single out to Billy Root at mid-wicket. Well, Glamorgan have done a reasonably tidy job in the final third of this innings, but the situation was such that it may not affect the result of the game.
Operation Dragback.
Head on 14 is on strike as Wheel steams in again, balls, and that's hit out towards mid-wicket, and 6 runs. A despairing leap by Andrew Salter away to our left. He got a hand to it, but I think he was, to be fair, probably landing over the boundary, even if he'd clung on to that one. It was hit with tremendous force, and he had to almost try and claw it infield while he was in the air.
That was a great effort.
Decent effort.
Terrific. Great effort. And it's not a long boundary there, is it, with a rope there in front of the pool. Catch of the season if you can take that.
180 being a physical impossibility, I think, to stay in the field of play. 184 for 5, and the next one is big over long on, and that's another 6 for Travis Head. Moves on to 26, totaled on to 190 for 5. It's coming in fast, and it's going back fast, Steve.
Yeah, that's a good shot, isn't it? The left-hander, Travis Head, he's cleared his front leg, isn't he? And flat battered that down on the ground. He knew exactly where he was trying to hit that. He's hit that with tremendous power. But in fairness, Wheel has just landed it right in the slot where he wanted it. That incidentally was the 2nd wicket for Wheel this season in 2020 cricket. And I think he has a huge amount to learn to bowl in this sort of cricket. Well, Dan Delthwaite, the man who took those 2 important wickets, is coming back. And there are 2 overs left of this contest. The first half of it, then. What will the second half bring? Delthwaite has a practice ball as he brings his deep mid-wicket into the ring. So there's a long off and a long on. Fine leg, deep extra cover. Delthwaite then for far end bowls, and that's pitched up and hit down towards long on. So Thomason just doing what he's supposed to there, giving the bowling to Travis Head. He's on 26. 191 for 5. And Delthwaite will come round the wicket to the left-hander as the field adjusts quite quickly. It's gone rather cloudy. It was a very pleasant evening earlier on, but not so good now. Here's Delthwaite into the left-handed Head, bowls, and that's hit out towards mid-wicket. Is anybody there? It's a marvellous catch. Whoever took it down on the Carlson, I think he ran about 20 yards and took a wonderful catch low down, and that is the end of Travis Head as he tries to get as many runs as they can toward the end of the innings. It really was a terrific effort by Kieran Carlson down by the river. Yeah, much bigger boundary out that way. Slightly shorter length. He slapped it out there, but never looked like going the distance. Good running catch by Kieran Carlson. So Delthwaite, the man of the moment, is picking up wickets for fun here. He's picked up his 3rd now, and 3 important wickets he has picked up. When you saw that they were all out for 103, Steve, last night, Sussex, it makes you wonder what should had these openers failed this evening. That could have followed the same pattern, because they haven't looked very convincing, have they? 191 for 6. I'm slightly worried it's not that easy a pitch to score on. Well, it hasn't been particularly easy all season on this pitch, is it? Because they played a few games on it. Anyway, the new batsman is Beer, the leg spinner. Will Beer, as in comes Delthwaite, bowls the first ball to him, and he's hit that out to long off. Got his fielded and returned. 192 for 6 as we approach the end of the penultimate, not the end, the middle of the penultimate over. So they should really get to 200. 2 new batsmen though at the crease. Thompson takes guard.
Yeah, I think Delthwaite's bowling has been a considerable plus for the team in this competition this season.
Yeah, leading wicket taker by
a
long way. He's done well.
14 now.
Here he comes again and bowls, and that's pulled, dragged away up to deep mid-wicket. It was a little finer than mid-wicket. He's more or less cow corner. May take a single. 193 for 6. few people in tonight, away in the big bank and in front of us.
They're all so spread out, aren't they? 2,000-ish capacity.
600 last night we had at Essex. The usual partisan Essex crowd. As Douthwaite is in, bowls, and he tries to flay that as Thomason, but doesn't get anything on it, and he goes through to Cook.
Yeah, could hardly believe we were at Chelmsford last night. It was relatively sedate with only 600 in. West Ham fans were elsewhere preparing for
Germans.
Well, or celebrating the victory over Germany, preparing for the Ukraine.
In comes Douthwaite, bowls, and that's beaten him. That's a very good over again by Douthwaite, and that is his lot for the evening. 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 29 or 28, is it?
28.
28. Well, very well bowled.
That really is magnificent figures, isn't it, Steve, considering what was going on elsewhere?
Yeah, I was going to say, in the circumstances, that is a great effort, isn't it? But I mean, as I mentioned earlier, he's been good in T20 this year. He's one real positive that Glamorgan can take from this competition, I think.
Now, who's going to bowl the last one? Roman Walker, is it? Or has he bowled out?
Roman Walker it is.
Yeah.
It was one that was mentioned by Matthew Maynard last night as one of the positives from the last week or so.
Douthwaite or Walker? Both.
Walker, well.
Yeah, no, Walker's done well as well.
Yeah, having been brought into the side
At the last moment.
relatively late on Sunday when Salman's COVID test became known and Labuschagne and Niso were unavailable as a result. Walker bowls, slower ball, carted round to square leg by BF for a single, 194 for 6. So Thomason on strike. I wonder what Tamal Mills is going to bowl this evening. How many of his very slower balls and how many of his very quicker balls. Walker runs in, bowls. Thomason, that slip, that's a full toss down the leg side, and it's a no ball.
No ball.
Above waist.
He did him.
He just got a warning. It's a warning. I don't think he made contact with the batsman at all, but it is
Free hit.
a free hit. Oh dear.
I haven't seen a lot of those this season.
No, there have been very few, haven't there? Not sure if I've noticed any front foot no balls. That one's just a pure accident from Walker, but he might pay for it, as it'll be 4 runs down. Wide of fine leg. It slipped down the leg side, would have been called wide anyway, and the Sussex 200 is up in this 20th over as Thomason duly takes advantage of the freebie.
I'm so glad I didn't say what I was going to say. I used to have a theory that free hits never went for boundaries.
No, you do it now.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball, was it?
200 for 6, and there are 4 balls of this innings remaining. Walker is in to bowl. That's smashed out towards square leg by Thomason, well fielded by Pearce. Single taken, 201 for 6. Thomason to 8, not out. The batsman out, Salt for 63, Wright for 77, Bapara 12, Heads 26, Visa 6, Ward without scoring. Thomason is 8, Beer is 2, and there are 3 deliveries of the Sussex innings remaining here on BBC Sport Online, and we're dead on 6:45. So Glamorgan in time. That's outside off stump, but slightly slow balls, that, Steve.
Bounced, didn't it?
Bit of bounce in it, and the attempted uppercut of Beer did not make contact. 2 balls of the innings left. Walker has gone for 1 for 44. But this one could be 2 for 44. Swung up towards mid-wicket. Billy Root takes the catch. Beer's gone for 2. 201 for 7.
Again, it's a bit bigger out that way, isn't it? Towards the main grandstand. Never looked like making the distance. What's been happening these last few overs concerns me, because It doesn't look that easy to put back to balls on this pitch. If you bowl well and go into the pitch a lot and vary your paces quite well, it's hard to score, I think.
It's very hard to score to the openers, but
but since then, since the balls got softer, it's not easy, I think.
144 off 12.3 overs. Salt 63, Wright 77. Walker is in for the last ball of the innings. It's hit right.